Sunday, December 16th, 2018. Just want to make a quick catch-up video. I made a video a few days ago about the space fence and what it was doing down here in the southeast. Now, this is the 14th. This is Friday. You can still see still a little bit of evidence of that. And then we're going to be covering this, what you're seeing behind it, all this interference. We see all these dots light up. What all these dots are wind farms. Now, this cool, dry air behind this here, it's rained here all weekend. It's just been miserable, completely miserable, as usual. Seems like every weekend it just rains. Can't get nothing done. Roof's leaking, the roof of my garage is leaking. Been trying to fix it. You know, that's the only time I have. But anyways, so we got this interference back here. This is from the cool, dry air. It sets off an elevated static charge. Every 3 passes of a windmill, when the one blade crosses the bottom beam, 2 other blades pointing up shoot a discharge into the sky. And what that does is ionize the nanoparticulates or chemtrails in the sky, and it shows up on your next rad as interference. I will go to the next day. Here is 15th. This is yesterday. See the same thing. All these little dots are wind farms. We'll go over right here. Here's all your wind farms so you can see. You can change it to where point locations. Maybe not. But anyways, you get an idea here where they all are. Go back here. You can see all these little dots line up. And this, like I said, the cool, dry air is charging the sky. Here is today, this morning. So this cold front's moved a little bit further east and is ionizing all this air. I will get to the mid-level water vapor imagery and we'll watch this cold front move across. If it'll play, it was playing. I don't know why it's being so slow. And then you can just see how janked up our flow or jet streams are. The atmospheric rivers. Look at this. Right? See, it's pushing across Wisconsin right there through Michigan till right there. And then that's what we're getting today. Let's see how this moved across. And I had up this map here so you could see that front line. This is from earlier. Probably moved a little bit east by now. What else? This is the most recent map. Yes, it finally stopped raining this morning in Cumberland, Maryland. This is from this morning, so we can see all this interference. Now, when I call it interference, here's an article or a PDF on the threat to weather radars by wireless technologies. When nearby devices transmit at the same frequency as weather radars, the resulting disturbances can severely limit the usefulness of radar images. And down here it says what the same thing when we see disturbances as dots and spikes in radar image. So when when they transmit at the same frequency, then we get this all going on. Here's all your radars around the world. But this is a good article. Now, when I say interference, that doesn't mean that it's nothing. This means that other devices can be working in conjunction with the radar to modify the weather. What else do I want to get into? So we covered the wind farms, which is causing your interference here in the Midwest, the Central Plains. Seeing the cold front moving across here. It's lining right up with the way them interference showed up on the radars. There's most current visible feed of the northeast. You can see that line moving across Michigan too, right here. All of them chemtrails are getting ionized. Oh, here I want to show there was a, yeah, some hole punch clouds right here. You see these lines. It's most likely from a plane that went through. You see it here on this one too. Seeding and caused that temperature or that different chemistry to make the a different reaction to form that hole cloud. No, yeah, so we're dealing with flooding. See, from Texas, Oklahoma on over to the East Coast. What else we got here? Climate engineering. This is from the UN. And most of my posts and videos with hashtag weather warfare, hashtag UN Agenda 2030, and hashtag disaster capitalism. This is a big heads up at the big picture. Okay, here's a PDF on what I was talking about, the wind farms. Every 3 turns, they discharge into the sky. It can create lightning, blue strikes, yeah, blue or sprites and blue jets, and ionize the pollution. Now I wanted to cover, here I got my one Facebook up. This is record yearly rainfall. This is Baltimore, Maryland. It's a little further east. I'm in Western Maryland, but this is last month, so there's still a month to go, but they had already beaten the yearly rainfall record at 64.86 inches with a month to go. And then I wanted to cover locally, Cumberland, Maryland. So all it does is rain for the last 2-3 years. Here we're in January. We got 1.38 inches, normal's 2.68. Now wait, it just gets better. February, 4 inches, average is 2.3. March, I think March was, yeah, a little bit below average. April, 4.35 inches, about an inch above normal or average. May, 7.57 inches, normal, 4.02 inches, almost twice the amount. June, 7.7 inches, average, almost about twice the amount. July, 5.4, average, 3.5. August, 6.5, average, 3.19, almost twice the amount. September, 13.16, average, 3.23. So that's almost 4 times the amount, ain't it? 4 times 3 is 12, yeah, so. Yeah, it's been a wet year, needless to say. 3.48, 2.56 average. November, 5 inches, normal, 2.9, and there ain't much on December yet. Yeah, so after this weekend, it rained pretty heavily, so I'd imagine it's probably on par at least now. But yeah, that's my report. I want to cover the interference. Started out the other day as this storm first started. Well, it didn't even start out, but it was heading to Houston, and we could see the space fence in action. If you want to learn more about that, visit my last video. So, just want to cover all this interference, what's causing it, what all these little dots are, etc., etc. So, hopefully, I'll be able to see the sun this week. Other than that, we will check back in at a later date.